So everyone, this is a video on the nuisance garage bug, and I'll show you how to avoid it. All PSP versions have this bug. It's been fixed on PS2. There's no been released on the PSP that has a patch on it. So if you have PSP, you're gonna have it. You must avoid it, because if you have precious vehicles in your garage, they can disappear if you're not careful. I will show you many ways of this bug to occur. Let's store 3 vehicles in there and let's save. So let's assume you got a really nice vehicle that you want to keep and want to make sure that it doesn't disappear, and you're playing on the PSP version. Let's assume that too. I will save now. I will load that save, and I will show you that these vehicles are indeed inside the garage, and I'll show you many ways that can occur it and how to avoid it. Whenever you leave any interior near your garage, let's say your safe house, you leave it, your vehicles will be loaded in. Here's my speeder, it is loaded in. That means all vehicles are loaded in. My Phoenix, my Sanchez, all loaded in. Now they are not loaded in as I opened the garage properly and closed it. Let's load this save file again. I will show you what can occur if you don't check on this garage. Leave the safe house. Every time you leave, the vehicles will load in, so check on the garage. My speeder is loaded in. Let's see what happens if I save right now. And then after saving, you load the save file again. Let's save on a separate save file so I can keep those vehicles and use it as a demonstration over and over again. Let's load the new save file 2. Let's see, are the vehicles in the garage? Well, you can't see the speeder from the outside. Clearly nothing. Let's open. Where did they go? Well, if you don't know already yet, that is the garage bug. If they are loaded in and you decide to save, well, guess what? You load that save file. They are gone. For good. So be careful of this. I'll tell you this one more time. Whenever you save your game and exit an interior, and it happens to be near a garage, make sure you check your garage. Open it, close it, because your vehicles will be loaded in. Remember it, so you can save your vehicles properly and keep them. So I'll save the game, and I checked on the garage so they won't disappear. I'll show you when I load. And you have successfully stored all your vehicles. All your valuable vehicles are saved, and you gotta repeat this so you can keep them till the end of the game. I'll show you more ways you can load in your vehicles, that if you do these, you will need to check on your garage. So, next one that can load your vehicles in: mission passes, mission starts, mission cancels, mission fails, you know, all that. So let's start the vigilante side mission. And in the glass panel, you can see that the speeder has loaded in. Unfortunately, that happens when you start a mission, so you gotta check on your garage. Now let's do that again, only this time I will load in the vehicles when I cancel the mission. It happens during that too. So now they're properly stored again. Cancel vigilante when you're ready. And the glass panel shows that the speeder has loaded in. So unfortunately, yeah, that does the same thing, and you gotta check on it. again that my vehicles will vanish. Let's activate Vigilante, cancel it. Vehicles are loaded in. Let's save the game again, and I'll load it. Same result, vanished. Where did my vehicles go? Well, game decided to delete it because it was poorly programmed. The garage is broken. So that's what you have to deal with. This Empire site you should watch out for. The one near the Ferris wheel shouldn't be a problem. This one is. So I'll show you that upon exiting this Empire site, we'll load in your vehicles. Let's assume you enter, you start whatever business site type it is, and you exit. Well, upon exiting, your vehicles will be loaded, and the glass panel shows that the speeder is, so that is a problem. My advice is to just avoid this Empire site. I'm sure there are different locations that are better to start Empire site businesses than this one, because yeah, you're gonna have to deal with opening and closing the garage like at least over 6 times. Gosh. And that reminds me, it also loads after passing the mission, so outside the Empire site, you enter the marker, the mission pass screen pops up, and I'm sure the vehicles will load in. More times that you have to freaking open that garage, eh? Ha. This Empire site is fine to use. You can use it without having to open and close the garage many times, unlike that other Empire site. Look into the glass panel and what do you see? Nothing. Exactly, they haven't loaded in, so that's a good sign. You can use that Empire site at the Ferris wheel. Whereas, the one closer to the garage, don't even try. We're not done yet, and the next one is probably the worst of them all, because in fact it has pretty much a chance of actually removing the vehicles altogether. Now, exiting the interior on the roof, that will obviously load them in. Now, if you buy the Little Willie, it will delete your vehicles, and that's a problem. So, a workaround in order to buy it without losing your vehicles, do what I did. I walked around the railing, around back of the padlock, so I can open the garage, and you heard the noise that it was opening. And then I just walked away, closed it. That way, they would be properly saved, and then I can buy the Little Willie helicopter without losing my vehicles. And as you can see, I kept them. So that is a workaround. So I will show you again. Let's load this game again, and let's go to the chopper. Now, what would normally happen? Exit the interior, and that would load the vehicle in. Buy the padlock now. That's not good. Go to the end of the railing here, and yes, garage will open. Now close it by walking away. Now, vehicles are loaded. I mean, not loaded, they're saved. They're successfully stored. Then you buy. Now we can check down there, and you will see that the vehicles that are in there are saved. And that is a workaround for buying the Little Willie. Of course, you don't have to do that. Later in the game, a Little Willie can spawn in the junkyard, so you don't have to pay for it. Now there is one more workaround to show you on the mission Leap and Bound. Now I recently passed that mission, and I got some footage, and I did open and close the garage, and you're gonna do that every time you pass that mission if you got something valuable inside. So remember to do that on that mission, because not only you pass the mission, but you also exit the interior of the ship. So always remember that. Opening and closing the garage is basic knowledge, and it becomes a habit when you play PSP. So here's the part where you're about to pass the mission. There's the final marker. So optional, you want to get in the comet and enter that marker, and then you'll receive a cutscene. You can skip it or whatever you want to do, and then after this cutscene you'll see the mission pass. Not only that, you had to enter and exit the ship, so that was an interior, which means the nearby garage at the Bayshore 101 Avenue loaded in. All your vehicles, whatever vehicles were in there, would have been loaded in every time. So make sure you open and close it. And that clearly shows that it was loaded in, because there's 3 vehicles. By normal means, if they weren't loaded in, it would say that message: you cannot store any more vehicles. So clearly they were loaded in after passing the mission. So always remember that. That's all I have to show you. That's it. So those were all the issues that you can come across, and all the workarounds that you can use, so you can keep any valuable vehicles that you have in your garage if you're playing on PSP. Anyone who plays PS2 has nothing to worry. This bug is not present. That's it, everyone. See ya.